Hello and welcome back to XCOM. Last time, we added 3 soldiers to our roster, that being Dradlin, Cecilin, and Smatri, and colored them just as they saw fit. We finally found out our first objective, that being to capture an alien alive with an oversized taser, and we also received an urgent request en francais. So without further ado, let's head over to Europe. Now, I haven't really spoken very much about council missions, but in general, they are way better in terms of rewards than any abduction mission or any kind of other mission will give you, like this one, for example. We get a lot of money and a couple more personnel, so really, it is definitely a good idea that we're doing this.
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
And in addition, this will be kicking off one of the major side quests of Enemy Within, so look forward to that going forward. And as you can see, all of my named soldiers are currently chilling out in the med bay, so I'm not really sure who I'm going to bring on this mission. And yeah, so excuse me for a couple minutes while I sort this out. Okay, as you see here, I did decide to bring along our most highly ranked soldier, that being Gonzalez or Assault, a new rookie, because I'm still very much lacking on snipers, and a couple of the other crew, the Canadian Bernard, Jalal, and also the United Kingdom Heavy that I completely just blanked on the name of, even though it's right there on the mission screen. I could have been paying attention, but I wasn't.
Strike one. Prepare for landing.
Entrez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
France is sending an urgent mission request.
And pourquoi Bradford? Pourquoi travaillez-vous ici? Sorry about that jump there. My recording software hiccuped for a moment, so I just had to restart the recording. You did miss a bit of dialogue with Bradford just basically saying, hey, if a French military convoy was to hit, go, look, find, figure it out, and come back later. So, fairly linear map. It's just basically a straight shot to the end. A couple buildings in the way, so a lot of blind corners, as you can see, and there's also the rooftops, which are accessible from multiple points, both within and without the structures. So it's really a good idea to try and split up your forces, at least I think so. Try and hit both sides of the building and just sort of pincer in on anything that might be hiding inside those bigger rooms. And as you can see, we now have 5 soldiers out there, so that's going to be a big help because, well, council missions, in addition to giving you better resources, they do tend to be fairly harder than other sort of missions at this sort of stage of the game. So an abduction mission is generally easier than a council mission around the same time frame, just if that makes sense. So again, just spreading my forces out in the initial sort of opening moves, trying to get them all into cover as best as I can. And as you can see, I did bring along a rookie, so hopefully he'll level up into something good. He does have the scope, so hopefully he'll actually be able to hit something. Not gonna hold my breath though. I'm just wondering if I should be throwing somebody up on the roof right now, but no, I think I elect just for full cover right now, holding him a bit back behind that crate there. And I figure Overwatch, pretty good idea in case something decides to sneak it at me. And all's quiet, so I'm quite thankful for that, so I can probably just head up and see if I can get eyes on the other side of the building. And yeah, there's a thin man up there. Thin man up there, I should say. Only one of them, so I'm not too worried. And he doesn't even keep the high ground, so he shouldn't be too hard to take out once I move up the right side of those buildings. And I'm thinking, well, if it's just the one thin man, I would really like my rookie to get the kill on him, because the faster I can get him upgraded, the faster I can get him into better armor and better weapons. I do like to send Jalal up there to the rooftop, because I really want to see if there's something on the other rooftop, or at least he can maybe get over to the other side of the building and get a shot down at the thin man if that thin man ducks inside or gets into better cover than just half cover. And the good news is the building that my troops are in is completely clear, so it's pretty much just a straight shot forward to that door, which has excellent cover, so the Thin Man's really just going to be hunkered down there and flushed out and destroyed. At least that's the plan. Now the rookie, I really do want to see if I can give him the kill. I'm not too sure where I can throw him though, that he's not going to be flanked by the Thin Man or taken out by something else, because as you can see, rookies, they really don't have a lot of HP. So eventually I just decide, you know what, let's just send Gonzalez up there, just have him take care of business. Like, there'll be other Thin Man to worry about later. So I just send him up to the full cover and just have him open the door, because hey, I figure there's no way he's going to be able to be shot from here. And like, there's two. Oh, there's that one. And yeah, Thin Man can pretty much jump up almost any height of building that they want and immediately get into cover up there. So now I really don't have the best shot from anybody. Green does have a shot on both of them, although he is pretty far away and both the Thin Men are in cover, so I'm not too hopeful about that. And my heavy Thomas, she's way back there. She doesn't even have a shot at anything, so I figure Overwatch in case one of them actually moves if I miss both shots. And not even my soldier on the roof has anything. I really want to get him closer so we can maybe do something on his next turn, but then I'm thinking if that Thin Man on the roof moves a little bit to the left, he'll get the flank on him no matter what. So I just move him a couple spaces and call it a day. Now with my troops that can fire, Gonzalez obviously has an absolutely shit chance to hit anything with his shotgun, and the rookie has a better chance to hit both of them. So I like to go for the one that Gonzalez had the worst shot on, just in case the rookie actually does manage to pull it off. And he does. First shot this guy takes, and he actually scores a kill. I was so proud of him. And so Gonzalez will take the slightly less crappier shot. And I really could not believe he did that. Like, Gonzalez is absolutely amazing. Like, he's definitely going into the A team. I think he has some of the best aim I've ever seen on an assault. Alright, so now that we're clear on both sides, it's just a matter of moving up again and just seeing what we can find out here. Not too sure where I want to send the rookie, because I'm thinking, well, he's probably going to get promoted after this. I'd really like him to not die after this mission. And the fact that the music is the more upbeat music, I'm thinking, oh god, is there actually an alien I missed? Because usually the music's quiet unless there's actually something active on the field. And again, Thomas, she's way back there, because heavies have the worst move by far. So far so good. Nothing else left on the roof, so I'm pretty confident my soldiers can get across the street without being taken out, although I do leave Joel up there to provide some overwatch from up top, just in case there's something else going on.
That's affirmative.
And with that, we're about halfway across the map already, and a couple of tangos already taken out. I decided to get Gonzalez into better cover. I really don't want to lose him. And again, it's all quiet.
These bodies don't look like they've been hit by alien weapons fire. These men were killed by conventional bullets.
I don't think there's something else going on than just an alien invasion. Alright, so nothing untoward going on anywhere, so I feel I can probably start moving my squad up a little faster. I'm not too worried about anything popping out here in the middle of the street. And of course, Gonzalez triggers the next alien right away, because he's really good at what he does. So just the one Thin Man, not too worried about him at all. Then I realized, hey, if the Thin Man's in the cover on that side of the car, and Green's still in full cover on this side of what I think is like an APC of some kind, he might get the flank, and he actually does. And of course, he gets the kill. Basically, if you have an alien flanked, then the cover bonus will no longer apply. So Green's chance to hit that alien was just his aim, which is 65 plus the 10 from the scope for 75. And the increased critical chance is because if you have an alien out in the open, you get a plus 50% chance to get a critical hit on them just flat out. So that's why really trying to figure out your aiming angles and get the flank on aliens is really important, especially later on when we get to see the more nastier critters that are going to be thrown at us. So again, looks like we're all clear to move up on the right-hand side. I'm still really antsy that there might be something inside of that building, so I'm not just gonna sprint all my soldiers up through there.
I'm on the move.
And as I forgot to mention earlier, I did give one of the supports a Jalali a medkit, because what happened last time, I don't want to ever happen again. Medkits right now will heal 4 HP, and they only have 1 charge.
Life signs in the area, Commander. New objective received.
Okay, so it looks like we found 1 survivor, so now it's just a matter of getting up to him and escorting him back. I'll speak more about escorting civilians when we actually gain control of this guy.
Solid copy.
So I do take a bit of a chance putting green out of cover here, and actually just having a reload out of cover, but I'm thinking I can get my other soldiers up there in good enough cover and get them into Overwatch, and anything that zips around the corner will be easily taken care of, so I'm not too worried about green's chance of survival right there. Although really I should have just moved him a little bit to the left, got him into cover before reloading. And a bit of a chance here as well, because I'm moving Jalal right close to that cloud with Thin Man Poison. I've never really been sure what the boundary on that is, because I've seen soldiers that look like they're standing right in the middle of it and they don't get poisoned, and some soldiers that are just on the periphery and they absolutely get poisoned. So for now, I think I'm content to just grab the survivor on the next turn, and just for now, just sort of wait backwards. Unfortunately, Thomas does trigger the last Thin Man up there on her movement, and I don't think I have anything that's going to take him out, but then I forget, oh yeah, Bernard's on Overwatch, and she actually nails him. And if you're wondering about that achievement, that just basically means that has killed 500 aliens across all my playthroughs thus far.
Yes, sir.
So that Thin Man taken care of, I really have nothing else to worry about for right now.
Commander, looks like there's still someone alive over there. If we can bring them in for questioning, maybe we can figure out what happened here.
Yeah, I know there's somebody still alive. He's been standing here this whole time. So right now I'm just trying to see if my soldiers are in a good position to start heading back the other way, because in these escort missions, it's always a case of run forward, grab the VIP, and then start pulling backwards towards the Sky Ranger. So I decided to set green up a little bit forward, because I'm thinking I'll try and have the VIP in the middle of my soldiers, kind of like a circle the wagons approach. And I'll set Thomas forward to make contact.
You might as well leave me here. I have nothing to say to you people.
It looks like he's the only witness to survive this fight, and for all we know, he was one of the aggressors. We need to bring him in, whether he likes it or not. We have a new objective.
Okay, so it looks like our lone survivor isn't too pleased to see us, so he probably knows heck of a lot more than what he's letting on. So now it's just a matter of getting him all the way back to where we started. Fortunately, the map will remain clear, for now at least, so I can get my soldiers into a more advantageous position before I have to start worrying about anything showing up. It's usually the case with all these escort missions. Now, with the survivor, they always have 4 HP, and they will never fight for you, although you do have full command over them, so in terms of escort missions, it could be a hell of a lot worse. Although, obviously, they are squishy as all hell, so I really want to keep this guy down as much as I can. I'm just checking his stats real quick out of curiosity. You can see he's got no offensive capabilities whatsoever. And you saw that he has 20 defense, and the only skill that the VIPs have, it's called Head Down, and it will increase their defense by 10. Yeah, I just quickly look at him just out of curiosity, see how much his defense went up by, and you can see it was 20 before, now it's 30, so it went up by 10. I was kind of hoping it would turn the half cover into full cover, just like Hunker Down will, but it doesn't, unfortunately.
On my way.
So I'm just deploying my soldiers in a rough formation around the VIP, again, just in case anything comes from any angle that the VIP is the one that's going to get shot. I'm not sure exactly how much the aliens want to shoot anybody you might be escorting. I'm pretty sure that they would prefer to shoot your soldiers because they're obviously the ones with all the guns. But I've known the AI to be extremely mean before, so I'm taking zero chances.
Commander, we're picking up new contacts moving into the AO.
And yeah, that's what I was worried about. Thin Men can drop just about anywhere, and they'll immediately enter Overwatch, but they won't fire. I have no idea who killed that, but that's why I've set everybody on Overwatch, and unfortunately Jalal whiffs on what I think was the much easier shot to take with the Thin Man in Overwatch up on that APC. However, it is a bit of a blessing in disguise, because now I have the opportunity to show off what Lightning Reflexes can do, which is the skill I gave to Gonzalez when he became Sergeant. Now, if you recall, it says that any Overwatch shot will automatically miss the first time when an assault moves. So you can see Lightning Reflexes will trigger, and that Thin Man will miss. And you might be able to see it, but the flopping shots actually impact right where the VIP is. And I'm thinking, oh god, he just blew up the car, didn't he? And screwed my entire mission over. So Gonzalez has a very good shot. Unfortunately, the survivor is unharmed. So right now I'm just moving the rookie up, see if he can get a better shot. Because again, I want to get him the level up as quickly as I can. And again, that scope is paying dividends as Green comes through yet again. That's his third kill on his first mission, and he does earn the promotion. So I won't have to worry too much about feeding the rookie kills anymore. I can pretty much just shoot the aliens with anything.
Moving.
So now it's just a matter of sneaking up as quickly as I can and just try to get to the evac zone, because the enemies are going to keep spawning in these escort missions until you fulfill all your mission objectives.
I'm on the move.
So again, we'll just be keeping Bernard up there, try and provide Overwatch, and Survivor will just move him back up into the formation and call it.
Beginning. It's only a matter of...
and call it quits on the turn, is what I was saying before. So brutally interrupted. Unfortunately, the survivors can never move too far, so it's pretty much gonna be a slog back to the Sky Ranger every time. So nothing left out on me on this turn, which means it's very likely that next turn something will jump down at me, and yeah, it's still a pretty fair distance towards the Sky Ranger because I'm just about to clear the first building and get across the street. So my plan now is to just try and build a bit of a line of fire here at the street between the first and the second buildings and see if I can nail anything that might come down over the, pardon me, the aliens next turn. I'm having a bit of trouble selecting Bernard there because again the height in this game, it's kind of buggy.
You're nothing but a bunch of puppets.
So a bit of a risk here, getting my units all close together because we all remember what happened last mission with the Thin Men and their AoE poison. Finally find the last soldier over there. It's just Green hanging back there, so I'll just move him up to this car. Thomas as well as moving up, keeping her in cover, and I think I'm just going to set up a bunch of Overwatch here and just wait to see what the aliens do on their turn. Obviously keep the VIP's head down no matter what. And I think we're just ready to wait for the next turn, although I do reload Gonzalez's shotgun because he's about halfway out of ammo. And yeah, this means some aliens are going to be dropping down. Just going to take a while.
Heads up out there. We've got hostiles on the move.
And actually a sectoid jumps down. That surprised me because every other time I've played a mission like this, it's always been Thin Men every single time they jump down. So the sectoid triggers off on Bernard's Overwatch, and she pegs him again. Like, I can't believe how lucky she's been on Overwatch because shots with Overwatch do have a name penalty. However, that Thin Man is too far back there to be spotted by anybody, and I know for a fact he went on Overwatch, so now I'm terrified to move anybody up, because that Overwatch will peg them, especially the Survivor. But I do have Gonzalez with his lightning reflexes, so I'm hoping that this will trigger it, and it doesn't at all. So now I realize that if I move any of my soldiers into the Thin Man's line of sight, even if they just sort of pop in and pop out of the line of sight, they will get shot, or at least shot at, although Thin Men are pretty accurate with their light plasma rifles.
Headed there now.
So I'm just moving everybody baby steps, hoping maybe I can trigger the Overwatch with one of my soldiers instead of the VIP, or at least get a shot off with somebody. And eventually decide, you know what, let's just wait for him to come to us. I'll just try and get Thomas into a bit of a hunkered down position and just wait for the next turn. And I'm not going to be moving the VIP whatsoever. And unfortunately, the Thin Man does not rise to the bait, and he's staying exactly where he is. So Gonzalez's running gun has fortunately cooled down, so I will just be running him up there to see what I can find out, because he does have the lightning reflex, which saved him this time.
Target acquired.
And it looks like the Thin Man did move up a bit, and he is flanked now that Gonzalez is heading up there. And I don't really have a good shot with anybody else, and Gonzalez will kill this alien, so I figure out kill. So fortunately, that looks to be it for the enemies for this turn. So it's a safe bet I can just move everybody up quickly. Although I'm still paranoid because I'm just coming up to building 1, and I don't want anything that I didn't trigger on my first run through to suddenly wake up and pop off an Overwatch at the Survivor or somebody.
What are you trying to prove?
And yes, the Survivor, much like Balin and Shen, will not shut the hell up. So fortunately, just on the other side of the building is the Sky Ranger evac point, so I'm feeling pretty good that on the next turn I can make some significant headway, maybe even just sprint the Survivor up into the evac zone and end this already. So at this point my thinking is just to try and set up a bit of a gauntlet of soldiers and just try and stagger out their fields of fire. That way the Survivor can just kind of run up the middle of the corridor. Now, I know it's the home stretch, but again, I really don't want to take any chances, and I'm pretty lucky that Gonzalez didn't get poisoned by that Thin Man cloud.
Headed there now.
Unfortunately, the Survivor is too far back to make it to the evac zone on his this turn, even with dashing, so we'll have to weather the fact that more aliens will be dropping next turn. So I like to just move Jalal out of the Survivor's way. I'll be moving the Survivor there next turn. This turn, sorry, and hopefully on the next turn I can get him out of here. Yeah, right now I'm just checking to see exactly, just try and ballpark how far the evac zone is from that APC. And instead I just run him into the building because I figured that would be best. As if something spawns outside or on top of the building, the Survivor should be well enough in cover that he's not going to get hit. And again, at this point, it's mostly just a matter of surrounding him with soldiers so that any aliens will take a pot shot at the ones with more health than the Survivor. He was mission critical. So I know on my next turn I should be able to get everybody out of there, so I just elect to get everybody on Overwatch just in case something pops down.
Strike 1. We've got hostile contacts moving on your position.
And because it worked so well the first time, a Thin Man pops down into where his buddy died earlier. Does get the flank on a few of the soldiers, however, he then... Well, that happens, and I really have no idea who managed to kill him. just kind of in shock that only one of the soldiers managed to hit him, and unfortunately the survivor can just run all the way to the Sky Ranger evac point.
You're still not getting anything from me.
Excellent work, Commander. Our friend here might be uncooperative at the moment, but I have a feeling a talk with Dr. Valen will change his tune.
And that's all she wrote. I'm pretty happy that there were no other aliens on the map when I did that, because if there's still something left alive when you get your VIP to the evac zone, the game will tell you either get all your soldiers to the evac point or just kill all the aliens to finish the mission. So I was really happy that I managed to get that finished, because I'm pretty sure that mission was dragging for you guys just as much as it was for me at the end there.
Impressive work, Commander. Our soldiers have to be feeling good after a mission like that.
And Richard Green makes another sniper, finally. I was really happy about that. And don't get too excited if you were hoping to get a sniper, because Skyder called a sniper a while ago. So this one will be going to Skyder after this mission. I'll just get him set up as he asked in the thread. And we have our first lieutenant. Gonzalez gets the upgrade, and now it's between Flush and Rapid Fire. I've used Flush a couple of times. It is pretty good to get enemies out of cover, especially if you're just going to like get them into one of your soldiers that has Overwatch. However, with Rapid Fire, even though it's a 15% decrease chance to hit the alien, that's still pretty good. Like for example, you might have like an 80% chance to hit him with like a single shot, but if you have 265 chances to hit, that can still, you might hit on the second one, or if it's an alien with a lot of health, then doing the extra damage is much more worth, in my opinion, than just getting them out of cover. And with the heavy, I give her Bullet Swarm because, again, hollow targeting, pretty useless. And a new medal is actually unlocked, so again, votes in the thread for who should get that one, or what I should name it at a later date.
Remember, we will be watching.
And votes on the thread on how fast I blow through this latest injection of cash into the budget.
We're always glad to have more help down here.
I'm just thinking, well, I already have 2 satellites in production. Do I need another one? Nah, probably not. I'm also wondering if I can finally get the Cyber and the Gene Lab up and running. My thinking is where the excavation is going on the top level is probably where I'm going to be throwing the genetics lab, because it will get the adjacency bonus with the laboratory, and I will be putting the Cyber lab in where I'm excavating right now, because it will get the adjacency bonus with that workshop. Because I really want to get a thermal generator in that steam. Like, you really don't want to waste your steam vents on anything besides thermal generators. So I decided to put down a power generator there for the adjacency with the power generator next to it, as well as the thermal generator I'll be putting underneath it, because that's basically part and parcel of building up your XCOM base. Unfortunately, that does leave me a little too less money to get a rapid recovery, which is extraordinarily helpful. And unfortunately, Gonzalez has to be a captain before he can get squad size 2, so nothing I can really do in the officer training school right now. However, there is the opportunity to sell various things on the gray market. I still don't really want to sell that flight computer, because even though I haven't researched it yet, it's very useful. So I just sell enough to get rapid recovery. Although after I do that, I'm looking around and I see, wow, a lot of countries are really freaking out, and there's still like about 22 days left in the month. So maybe I should be going for another satellite. Yeah, be happy I cut out a lot of this, because more often than not, a good 5 to 10 minutes of each video before I cut it is just me dithering about deciding on what I want to do. And I decided to go for another satellite, because I think, you know what, things have been going just so well lately, I don't really have to worry too much about my soldiers getting shot, and even if they do, there's more where that came from. I really want to get as many satellites in production as I can before the council report, so I can launch them and take care of the panic. And the arc thrower just finishes now. Again, pause to read that if you want to. In essence, it is an oversized taser that you're just going to use to stun the aliens. The chance of a successful stun will go up the lower the alien's health is. So this is where pistols and other sort of fixed damage comes in very handy. Now I'm wondering where I should get next to. I really want to get beam weapons because kinetic weapons aren't going to last much longer. But then again, carapace armor, very useful because it gives you a very hefty bonus to health, especially compared to the usual Kevlar armor. But I go with experimental warfare because it will be unlocking a bunch of other technologies, weapons, and other things that I can produce. And the laboratory does get finished. I'll just let this cutscene play out real quickly. Fortunately, this only happens the first time you build any one of the little buildings, so I'm really happy about that because that will cut down on my research times by quite a lot. And I'm not sure why I'm looking at this right now, actually. In fact, I don't think I was even sure why I was looking at it back when I was playing through this. I think for right now, it's best to just continue to fast forward the time. And as you can see there, experimental warfare is already down to 6 days, even though it was at 8 days, and the lab only just finished.
Contact detected.
And we have our first UFO landing. This is different from a UFO crash. When the UFO crashes, a lot of the parts inside of it are damaged, and some of the aliens won't be there because, well, they died in the crash. But when a UFO lands, it's in pristine condition, and the entire alien crew is alive. And I'm also realizing, oh god, if there's more aliens around, then I can definitely use the arc thrower, because fortunately it does construct right away, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can get an alien.
Contact detected.
So now it's just a matter of selecting my squaddies and heading on out. I know Dradolin's unfortunately still in the med bay because he was gravely wounded, but he should be out soon after we clear out the landed UFO. And we do have Smots and Cecilin back. So now it's just a matter of picking up my squaddies and going along with it. So yeah, Smots, he's going to be back on the team because he's sat it out for too long up in the hospital bed. And I also realized, oh yeah, Cecilin's back, so I should probably throw him in there too. And yeah, Dred's unfortunately still out for a week. So I do have one of every class, and I think 2 snipers not a bad idea. And I will be taking Green along as well because the faster I can get a sniper up to corporal level for a squad site, the better. So that's why I'm bringing along both snipers, because odds of one of them getting leveled up is pretty good, at least in my opinion. And a bit of a misclick there. I will be giving Gonzalez the arc thrower because, in general...
Arc thrower, Commander. We're going to need a containment facility to house it in first.
Okay, Dad. Anyway, the assault is close range to the aliens, so because the arc thrower is obviously close range, it's basically just a handheld taser. The closer... Because Gonzalez is close, obviously, so I can just use the taser. I can't words. And because Smots was actually standing over my shoulder as I was playing this mission, he demanded that he be given the grenades instead of the med kit, so he got what he wanted. And I like to leave Bernard with the grenade as well. Okay, and with that, I will be cutting the video here, and I will see you guys in part 2, where we clear out the landed UFO somewhere in Japan.